Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 kicks insane levels of ass. But is it better than Season 1? Well, if we're talking about just the hidden inventory part of Season 2, I would say yes. An amazing story from beginning to end, beautifully animated with great direction and eye to detail that expand this story in a way I did not expect, but greatly welcomed. Hidden Inventory arc takes place 12 years before the main story during Gojo and Geto's school years in Jujutsu High. They are the two most powerful students in this country. Due to that fact, they are chosen to guard and escort the Star Plasma vessel. This girl, by the name Riko, is capable of fusing with an ancient immortal sorcerer named Tengen, who needs to assimilate with a capable human every once in a while, or else they would evolve into a new being. But, of course, nothing is always this simple and there are two groups that want to stop it. One is basically fodder, while the other, the Star Religious group, hired a sorcerer hunter to get the job done by the name Toji Fushigoro, who is Megumi's biological father. When you start this arc, you expect it to be the high-octane action season, battle after battle, as the two powerful sorcerers protect Riko from the dangers of rogue sorcerers and assassins. But in actuality, they skip a lot of the fighting against the father, as we already know who will win. There is a reason Geto and Gojo are called the strongest, so instead we focus on the bond between the two guards and Riko and her maid. Small moments of humanization that you think comes natural, but it's less apparent than you think. I mean, one was a being so powerful their existence changed the jutsu world forever. Another has a technique capable of absorbing and subduing evil spirits. And the girl, well, she's basically setting herself up to die. Sure, her body will live as a Tengen's immortal vessel, but she will be lost inside of Tengen's immortal mind. These three are not ordinary. Not in our world and not even in the Jujutsu world. And since we got a bit of Gojo in Season 1, we know how he is, acts and behaves, but more importantly, how he is perceived. And even in a teenage state, he is still a god among Jujutsu sorcerers. So this isn't just for Riko, this is also for Gojo and Geto to, once more, be children again. Not the strongest, but to just enjoy life. And I think that's a very strong and beautiful moment. And I think having fun is very important, as I am also having fun making these videos. So I want to keep making them for you. But to do that, I need a bit more traction. So if you could help me out and comment down below which Jujutsu Kaisen arc is your favorite, that would help me out a lot. Well, they've been relaxing and enjoying themselves a lot now while I was explaining and asking you to comment. Let's see what Toji is doing. Yeah, so the story went from wholesome, no problem, we got the two strongest with us, to real shit real quick. The action that aspired that day would reverberate throughout the Jujutsu world and everyone involved for years to come, with some unlocking new abilities while others are unlocking new traumas, who just entered a death spiral going down and down that feels like a bottomless pit with nowhere to go but, well, further down. I very much like Hidden Inventory. It's a perfect case of an anime taking a side route that feels disconnected from the main story and thus being able to tell its own self-contained story, along with eventually showing us the consequences of this very seemingly mundane arc. This in part is strongly helped by the characters. I talk a bit about Gojo last video, but again, the growth of this cocky little brat being able to do anything, turning into something very different very rapidly during to the compounding events this season, into a more mature young man, while at the same time his abilities and mental state matured with him, which is such a fun arc to see. Geto goes to the same route, but the other direction. Sure, he was hot-headed as well, but he started out more mature and level-headed than Gojo, along with the fact that in the end, his entire being was inconsequential to everything. Toji didn't plan for him, he wasn't even dangerous enough to be killed. As someone who deemed even himself along with Gojo as the strongest, he felt quite useless at the end. And the fact that we got to follow his spiral more closely was a treat. Along with Gojo and Geto, we also got to follow Toji, who was the man with the plan, the so-called sorcerer hunter, who looked like a big old brute. But the fact that his entire plan relied very little on his superhuman strength gives him so much more depth. Like sure, he can jump at the speed of sound and use weapons with enough strength and precision that a surgery robot would be jealous, but those are just tools to him. His main plan relied on deception and subterfuge. This along with characters like Riko and Kuroi bouncing off greatly off the main characters, as well as a host of other characters either from last season showing up in a younger shape, or newly introduced characters that are meant to be more important later on, and honestly, I can say much bad about the season except it's short. It's less than a full season in terms of episodes, and for me, it could have lasted longer than that. The Hidden Inventory arc has some amazing character writing, beautiful animated and directed scenes, with a very different musical direction, but it still fucking slaps, even more so maybe than season 1. My biggest problem with the Hidden Inventory arc is that it's just too short. Like, I could get like 3 seasons of this shit at minimum and I would still be like, give me some more. And if the biggest issue I have with an arc being too short, then that just means the arc was really good. So I am going to give it a very, probably controversial, I don't know, but a 9 out of 10. I love the Hidden Inventory arc of the Jujutsu Kaisen anime. It is so great from start to finish. There is literally never a moment where I'm like, this is boring. Oh, this feels like filler. Nothing. It is great from the first episode to the last. If it was a bit longer, it would be 10 out of 10. Easily. But a 9 out of 10 is still the highest grade that I've ever given. But it's also like the 3rd grade I've ever given. Either way, if you want to be up to date every time I upload a video about a new anime and be in the know about what I think about those anime, subscribe, comment down below which anime you want me to review next, and I'm Durcoin, and thank you for watching.